Fantastic.
You're jealous, Barbary. I know it. It's okay.
Yep, that's what it is.
This girl's crazy. As in me? Yes.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you coming, Barbary.
Yes.
I was
Well, I love to come because I want to hear what people do and how they do it. Right. So this gives me a really good insight to who you are and what you do. So this is why I'm here.
and it's growing and developing. So I started with a simple concept and then it was like, but you need more. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. It's kind of like life. We kind of start in kindergarten and then we move our way up. And sooner or later, we got like postgraduate degrees in.
So we're gonna start the intro right away. We've got I think we got about 10 or 11 people registered. They should be coming to join. So I'll start the intro though, since we've got a clock, and I want to make sure that you've got this here because some of it, of course, we want live audience, but we are right now live on YouTube. So people are going to be listening to us right now. So we wait for the world. We're going to make sure that gets shared and that'll be part of our link. And this, of course, becomes evergreen content. And for everybody that's listening and joining us live on YouTube right now, and of course, we are here and we're with Miss Laurette Lee, and this is Mitch Cammage with a Cyndicate Talks. Now, what is a Cyndicate Talks? We've got this lovely little organization called Cyndicate, where it marries the best of being able to network, in other words, grow your business, with mastermind planning, directing, and growing your business to maximize who you are as a business owner, your business, and to be able to effectively navigate what is becoming an increasingly challenging time in the world. But to do that, we need one of the fundamental parts in business, which is education. In other words, the ability to be able to develop ourselves. Know thyself, grow thyself, and you will be able to achieve in life. The next part that we need consistently to achieve in business, of course, is proximity and mentorship, surrounding ourselves with good people and being able to have people to learn things from we don't know how to do. So a Cyndicate Talks is both a speaking platform from members of Cyndicate, those people that are, of course, experts in their industry, and lastly, to give that part to people in this world that find so challenging to make best use of their resources, which is to educate themselves. Well, today I'm bringing an expert. Laurette Lee has founded Phoenix Career Development. She is an absolute beast in the mastermind when it comes to the way people innovate and make changes in their lives, from professional to education development, et cetera. If you are at work, looking for work, or looking to make transitions and changes, what you do professionally, whether running a business, whether working for somebody else, or whether making a complete deviation and starting something new in life, Laurette is an expert at being able to do that. So Phoenix Career Development and Laurette synonymous right now, and she is building an epic journey in life and learning to slay dragons day in and day out. And she is here to help people do exactly that. So welcome to a Cyndicate Talks. Welcome to being able to transform and change your life. And of course, a Cyndicate Talks, choose your own adventure in career development. What a great way to look at life, because we all like variety and information, yet at the same time, we want to have a really good way to deliver. Laurette, welcome to a Cyndicate Talks. As always, it's a pleasure to be in your company. You and I get to talk on a weekly basis, which I love. And now you're going to share some of the best parts of you with the world. And I'm going to highlight you and we're going to let you take over. And that is for you, Laurette. Welcome. And let's do our thing.
I need to share my screen and I can't.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, that's because we've got
right baby steps along the way. I don't know what that button is. Whatever. So we start with a PowerPoint. That's how we do it from the beginning. So choose your own adventure. I love the thought of that. I love the books, Choose Your Own Adventure. And I was like, what does it look like to choose your own adventure? And I'm like, I don't know. So I was like, wait a minute. I have to figure this out. I'm an employment specialist. I choose my own adventure every day. So okay. I am going to shift. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the answer, but I'll figure it out. So life is fun and it's funny. Well, I love that Barbary is on this call because I'm going to pick on her a bit, but that's not now. Don't worry. But life is fun. Your career can be as well. Most people aren't told that in life. Do you know that you can have fun in life? Like, do you know that you can have a fun career? One of the biggest fears in life for me was growing up. My sense of humor and playfulness is so high. Like I believe in Phoenix Career Development is a fun thing. And life is fun. What kind of career adventure would you like to go on is always my thought. So we start an adventure confused. First off, we're like, well, I don't know. So I always say I'm the treasure map of clarification. And today we're going to go on a winter adventure. And so a winter adventure includes like, you got to be prepared. You know what I mean? Like I know it's cheesy, put on your sweaters, get your gloves on, understand. And Phoenix Career Development is the knowledge to help you, is the tools, is the scarf in your toolkit. So what kind of adventure would you like to go on? Today, it's a winter wonderland. So I always start with the theory of career development. That is the meat and potatoes of Phoenix Career Development. It is the ABC to Z of how to develop your career properly. So we always start at the beginning, career plan. Why don't you just plan your career? This class is free because I love a good offer. Do you know what I mean? So if you're like, I don't know how to plan my career, come talk to me, take a free class, which then goes to personality and authentic happiness. So the theory is all in a nice little package. You have to take all 10 of these classes to give your ABCs of everything with career development. Most people, I'm like, what are your top 4 values in life? I don't know. You should know your top 4 values. It's you. I can't tell you what your top 4 values in life are. So when you understand, and so the theory is based off of you and your values in life. So when you understand your top 4 values in life, then you can start your ask, then you can start building and developing your career. So that's the second class, but it's the ones that you pay for after, which I love a good value conversation with people. Number 3 is the hidden job market. Most people will cold call a company and be like, give me a job. And they'll be like, no, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. This is why I'm involved in Cyndicate. This is why I believe in the tribe. So the hidden job market is, hey, these are my qualifications. How can I help you? I want this job specifically in your company. And they might say no today, but they might say yes tomorrow. Understand your ask so that you can like develop it more. So that's kind of what class number 3 is. Class number 4 is labor market information. Everyone's like, it's COVID. We can't figure out the labor market. Yeah, you can. It's still a market. You can figure it out. 5, I stuck 5 in the middle because resumes in LinkedIn are huge. People found out I'm an employment specialist and they're like, oh, here's my resume. I'm like, I don't know you. There's steps along the way. So I stuck resumes in LinkedIn in the middle class for the theory because you need things before and you need things after your resume. So 6 is marketing yourself. I love a good elevator pitch. I can understand when people are like crappy at business or great at business by their elevator pitch. So I help with developing the elevator pitch of people. 7 is work search basics. What are you doing every day to look for a job? What are you doing every day to grow and develop your career? We have that conversation. 7 is a work search basics. I already said that. 8 is interview techniques. So obviously you need the technique of how to do proper interviews. 9 is employment standards. It's your responsibility to know your standards, your rights as a Canadian in the labor that you do. And most people don't know. I'm like, why do you not know the labor standards? And then we get strategies for success with the theory of career development. In order to be successful, you plan that. You actually can be successful if you plan to be successful. So that's the theory. And that's how I started my company. It was a very simple concept of the theory of career development. I'll teach 10 classes. But then I have clients this year that went through the theory and are still like, well, I still have a pain point in my career development. And really, it's in the name Phoenix Career Development. You're always growing, you're always learning. So then I implemented the practice of career development. So you have to practice your career, which I threw in. There's always a format to my practice. I meet with someone for 15 weeks, and it's always, how was your day? Personal responsibility. What did you do this week to find and develop your career? How can I help you? I'm the type of company that's like, I'm here along the way. What do you need in your career development? And the last is always, what do you want? So the practice is the concepts of career development, which is being uncomfortable. People don't tell you that growth is uncomfortable. I'll tell you that growth is uncomfortable. I'll tell you the first step in growth is being uncomfortable, is learning about, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. So that's the first week of being uncomfortable. I found this year with opening my own company, the beast within is a thing. Most companies fail in the first year because they don't believe in themselves. So I really talk about goals and dreams. 3 is leadership. I believe that everyone has a leader within them. 4 is conflict in the workplace. And with conflict, I'm going to just walk around for a second. With conflict, so people are like, oh, career development. I'm done. As soon as I find my job, I'm done. Actually, you just started your career development if you started a job. And so what happens in your job the first 3 months is, I hate this job. There's conflict. I'm not getting along with people. So I have the conversation of, what does it look like to have conflict in the workplace? But how do you have resolution in the workplace? How do you get along with people? 5 is the journey. It's the concept of, what does it look like to play life for the long play? Being an entrepreneur is a long play. Life is long, so long, guys. I don't like, probably you're older than me. That's just a fact. I don't know how you did it. You know what I mean? So it has to do with the journey is long, but how are you going to play the journey? 6 is the success. A lot of people don't actually have success conversations nowadays. So what does it look like to be successful? What is the definition of success in your life? Can you check mark success in your life? 7, value, mission, purpose. So when I became an employment specialist, I was like, that's it. We're done life. We're done learning and growing. And then I almost died and I got my heart condition. And I found from the healing journey within, you need to have a value. You need to understand your values. You have to understand your mission in life and your purpose in life. Then you can like live a really good life. So there's a conversation there. 8 again is marketing yourself. Talk, network. You have to understand how to market yourself and practice. Success is a mindset. So are you successful? Is your mind successful, or is your mind killing you? Call to action. I believe that every good person has a call to action, kind of like a little dragon slayer within. Like, do you need to kill that dragon every day? Yes. And marketing for me is the dragon, let me tell you. 11 is the long play. And these are all, each week you have a different concept. You have the same format of career development. Becoming a person of influence. So every person has their own little influence circle. 13 is questions. A good question goes a long way. 14 is eat right, hungry for success. And the last of the practice is find the treasure. And like, honestly, the practice is you're serious about career development, but not everyone is serious about career development. So we get to take the adventure of 1 sessions, right? Well, maybe I just need a quick fix. Maybe I just need 1 or 2 things to learn. Whoops, go back. So the 1 session is, I'm really excited about doing goal setting this year. Monday, December 14th at 7 p.m. is a goal setting class that I'm doing for Phoenix Career Development. And if you missed that, I also have the same goal setting class in January. I can't figure this out. There we go. Now I can move this. January 11th, a goal setting class as well. So that's the first of a choose your own adventure. Is your adventure needs to plan some goals. So that's why this is the fun part. This is where it's like, oh, I'll just pick this class. I'll just pick this class. I'll just pick this class. So the first class in choose your own adventure that you could or not pick is goal setting. What kind of goals are you setting? What are you not setting? 2 is the Phoenix moment. There's a reason why Phoenix Career Development is called Phoenix Career Development. The Phoenix moment is the death moment in life. We've all died in some aspect of life, but we've all lived in some aspect of life. A story is remembered 5 times more in life. So what is the story of your life? Like the Phoenix moment has a really good story. I almost died and now I'm running an empire. Evil laugh. Do you know what I mean? So take that class. I'm really excited about teaching this class. Conflict in the workplace, obviously. Don't sell yourself short. So this is just like a 1 class that's like, how do you sell yourself? 30-second elevator pitch. What are the techniques for really selling yourself and your company or you as a person to amazingness? So also 1 session class, choose your own adventure, mindset. You are the beast within. So what is your mind telling you? What are your mindset at the end of the day? The STAR technique is the technique in interview techniques. That's situation, task, action, result. Manifestation and storyboards. So again, within the theory, it's strategies for success. One of the strategies to be successful is manifestation and storyboards. So what are you doing? How are you creating it? I have like manifestations and storyboards all over my room. There's one right there. There's one right there. And it's looking into the future and planning the future. 8 is, what do I want? I found in career development, the hardest thing that people can ask themselves is, what do I want? So this class was specifically set for understanding who you are and what do you want. 9 is the motif for life. So again, stories are remembered 5 times more. Create your own motif for life. Create your own story for life. Create your own dragons. Create your own adventure kind of deal. So that's really excited about that class. Really excited about all the classes, but because I'm the director of Phoenix Career Development. So a choose your own adventure. Everyone's like, 10 classes. That's a long thing. And I'm like, I know, but it's the skeleton of career development. So I made a condensed version of career development that is 3 classes instead of 10. So like pivot that way instead. So this is a packaged of a condensed version of career development, which the first class is personal investment. What are you investing in yourself? What are you investing in your career development? 11 is the narrative of self. So what is the story that you're telling yourself? What are the things that you need to do in your career development? And then 12 is the lifelong journey, the checks and balances. Okay, within your career development, what do I need to finish off right? And then the 1 session class is the quick fix. So in today's society, everyone's like, okay, I just need the information and we're done. So I'm like, I was highly hesitant about making this class, but I'm like, fine, I'll give you a quick fix. But like life isn't a quick fix. So there are simple things that you can do to develop your career. Understand the knock code within your industry, like where are you headed and what do you need? So everything you need to know about career development in a nice little package. Career development is a continual journey, and sometimes we just need a little help along the way. So what do you want within your career development? That's kind of what the choose your own adventure looks like. And of course I have 3 more. We're almost done, guys. It's a long journey. How to be, or can I be, an entrepreneur? I thought about this because I kind of knew I was going to be an entrepreneur my whole life, but no one tells you, hey, you're an entrepreneur. No one's like, hey, that quality of you, because I've had over 40 jobs in my 20s. No one tells you in your 20s when you're making mistakes that you can be an entrepreneur. So can I be an entrepreneur is one of the sessions that I'm teaching, and it really is, yes, you can. How to cold call, how to network. Those are kind of the pinnacles of career development, is networking and how do I cold call. Very simple. If you want that, obviously just take a class. And again, we finish with what is career development, because it's in the name, Phoenix Career Development, but most people don't know what career development is. So that is a free class as well. And this is the choose your own adventure. I do one-on-one consulting with a professional employment specialist. That's me. We enhance your career, we change your career, and we clarify your career. Any career development conundrums that you have, we deal with. So at the end of the day, you are never done growing and learning. No, you aren't. That's not going to happen. Even when you have your career, I just love people that are like, oh, I have an interview next week, I don't need to talk to you. I'm like, I got time. Watch. Like you'll contact me in a year from now and be like, I'm unhappy at my career. So Phoenix Career Development is a continual journey. Career development keeps going. You're never done. You're never done unless you're dead. But you're not dead today, suckers. You have to career develop. So Phoenix Career Development is here to walk with you in your career. I'm highly nosy as a person, and I love the stories. I love the journeys. So insider information, I'm going to give you a little secret tip that's going on right now. Career development is in high demand. Most people actually do need to develop their career. However, it's not where you expected. Since COVID-19, we have all had and done a lot of internal work. If you're an entrepreneur this year, I'm guaranteed your brain broke and you did some personal development. That's what happened. So we all have to assess if we really love our careers. So many people hate their jobs. Career development is for people that are working and just hate their jobs. If you hate your job, come to me. And again, we enhance your career, we change your career, and we clarify your career. So come on a journey, choose your own adventure. I'm so excited. I love what I do. I'm darn good at it. If you have a pain point, let me know. So I always say at the end of my sessions, do you feel like you've gotten everything out of this workshop? Barbally, did I address what career development is for you and the journey?
Yeah, my head's reeling actually a little bit because I'm thinking about my career journey and how I got to where I was. And I was like, damn, I didn't go through any steps. Like I'm in a different place now, but that's crazy.
Yeah. And like you get lost. Now what? You figure it out by yourself. But I'm like, I'm the treasure map. I'll give you the steps along the way. So what else do you need in your career development? And that's the question, right? You have to get lost before you can get found. You have to have the pain point of this career sucks. I need to do something about it. So I'm always about learning and growing. There's always something and always something. Like I started with a very simple concept of Phoenix career development, which was I will teach the 10 classes of career development and we'll be done. And it'll be a nice little package of Phoenix career development. And it's like, just kidding. Now we need the practice. Just kidding. We need individual classes. Just kidding. We need career consulting. So within my company, only being open January 28th of this year, and then a pandemic hit, I have been so busy and I've been thriving in a pandemic. So I'm so excited. And most people are like, oh, my career sucks. Come to me. So at the end of the day, thank you for listening. There's lots of ways to get a hold of me. PhoenixCareerDevelopment.com is the easiest way. 780-902-3781. PhoenixCareerDevelopment@gmail.com. My LinkedIn is below and my YouTube is below too. But at the end of the day, my offer is, what is career development? That's free. So if you want to have a conversation with me about what your career development is, have a conversation with me. Career planning is free as well. And then I'm so excited about goal setting. I'm actually working with a client right now. And it's like, goal setting isn't actually about the goal. It's about the why behind the goal. So the price is $58.89 plus GST. It's January 11th or, I didn't even say the other one, but January 11th is the one I'm plugging today, 7 p.m. on Zoom. So call me to register. Ta-da! That's my slideshow. So Mitch, you can take over.
No, he can't. I have questions.
Oh, sorry. You can take over.
Stop it. Don't give it to Mitch. You're supposed to say, any questions?
Just kidding. Any questions? There was a slide that said questions, comments, or concerns, Barbally.
You didn't stop talking and pause.
Nervous.
Okay. So, you were talking about the top 4 values. So when you go through a process with a client, because like there's lists of like 230 values and what are your top 7 values? And you have 32 values. And, sometimes I look at a word and I go, that's not a value, that's a word. Mm-hmm. So I just a little bit curious how you work through that process.
I have a test that's authentic happiness. So there's 240 questions that shove some stuff at you. And really, then we have the conversation about your values. Like one value is stability, but what does that mean, right? So again, brain breaks. So exactly what you're saying. The value is just a concept. What's underneath the value? So yes, but I have a nice little like package. There's 240 questions, then you can get your top 24 values.
Because I did a test once that told me that one of my unvalues, or like the thing, whatever it was called, was loyalty. Mm-hmm. And I thought, whoa, that's weird. Like, I would think that's a good thing. But for me, it was, and so I really, like you said, I had to dig into the word, right? And what that meant for me. So I was just curious how you did that. So thanks.
It's a continual journey is your direct answer question. Like, you may know your value. Do you actually know your value? Like career development process, your values as a process. Like my mission in life used to be happy and healthy. You know what I mean? I need to be happy and healthy. But as we get older, oh, well, I want a happy and healthy company. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I didn't know I was going to have a company 10 years ago, but I knew I was going to be happy and healthy. So now I'm like, it changed to my career, it changed to my development of a happy and healthy company.
And then you also talked about, can I ask another one?
This is your show, apparently. You shut down Mitch.
Well,
So.
Ron, Ashley came late and Ron's not sure what to do. So listen, I got questions. I came prepared.
Well, you can ask questions for me, Barbie Lee.
Okay, very good. So you said something about star something or other, like in your, when you were doing something, and I heard task, action, and result, but I missed the first one.
Situation.
And was that referring to goals?
That is referring to the proper interview techniques.
Oh,
so our technique is actually the technique for interviews. So it's actually an interview tech.
You talked really fast, so I tried. Okay, then I don't care.
Sorry.
I don't care about interviews myself. Anybody else care about interviews?
Right? What's an interview nowadays when you're an entrepreneur? You just have business meetings all the time. It changes up.
Yeah, but you could be interviewed by your clients, right? In order to get the contract.
A good story goes a long way. If you understand the STAR technique, it's like a golden back pocket thing. There's so many things that I teach that's like, thank you for teaching me that, Laurette. And now I'm a step above everyone else that's trying to do things. Yeah. Like, I'm quality. I'm guaranteed knowledge and understanding. I'm the theory of career development. You need the theory of career development in your life. You can get it other places. I'm the best of the best, and I believe that.
Well, it's actionable, and it's the same as everything else we learn in life. It's a technical process. It's a skill. It's something you have to learn. And most of us have never learned to do that, right? I learned how to be interviewed by my dad because he was a professional sales guy, right? He's sold things his entire life. And so him dealing with people on a regular basis was there. So you get some tips and tricks, but not everybody's got that. You know, not everybody has got Laurette, and not everybody's got Ashley. So one would hope that they see this video, watch this process, and get a mechanic, go and watch something else, watch Laurette's YouTube channel, etc., to pick up those bits and pieces and tools that you're going to need. But ultimately, you have to invest in education somewhere. And finding a job in our marketplace is more about marketing than anything else. It's more about sales than anything else. But if you don't know how to do it, you're never going to get a shot to. So Laurette, what really turned the corner for you on that? And where does somebody start? If they only take one other takeaway other than screenshots of everything you shared today already, which gives people more than they started with, what would you tell people to do?
A belief in self. So what kills you all the time is yourself, right? That's why I believe in checks and balances. That's why I believe in Phoenix career development. I believe you will get stuck. Now what? You will get lost. Now what? And everyone's like, oh no, I'm lost. It's the most terrible thing in the world. No, it's not. Now you know that you can be found. So I guess for me, the takeaway is, if you hate your job, if you have no, like, how do I fix this? Come to a professional, come to Phoenix Career Development, because we are the guides along the way. I really feel I'm the treasure map. You're the treasure. I get to see you learn and grow by giving you information. I love empowering people. My company is designed that way. Hey, you have all the information. You just haven't been asked the right questions yet.
Well, I think if I can jump in there with a comment, Laurette, your product is so valuable because regardless of how much knowledge you give your clients and they're armed to go to the interview, they could be as confident as anything and know their stuff and know the questions they want to ask. But if they get an interviewer that isn't experienced or that doesn't put them at ease or that treats them like, you know, a question and answer firing round, then it's going to put them at ease. So, you know, your ability to teach them how to adapt and how to be okay in those situations is so valuable.
And sometimes I teach how to really have a crappy interview, because then you know if you want to work for that company or not. Like, It's okay to fail. It's okay to be like, I politely declined from this interview. I'm not interested in your company anymore. Do you know what I mean? But understand your clear values so that you come to the table with the proper ask. People respect you way more than that. Like during an interview, you can be like, you know, you can hire me, right? You know, I'm the best candidate. And I know that sounds real cocky. I've done it and gotten the job numerous times because I was like, I'm the right fit. You need to hire me. They're like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. When I interview, right, I always say, I expect that you're interviewing us as much as we're interviewing you, because this is a two-way street, right? We are looking for long-term people to work with us. And that takes you knowing that this is the right fit for you, right? So not a lot of recruiters would say that or acknowledge that, but I think we all know it. So yeah, it's really valuable.
My pet peeve in interviews is the last question is always, any other questions for us? Know your values, ask your value questions at that point. Like, again, we are 50-50, really good interviews. They're talking half the time, you're talking half the time. So that very last question, any other comments or questions for us? Yes. And here's ba, 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 ba. Be prepared, right? Because they're like, oh shit. One of my questions when I have interviews is, do you like your job? I just want to see what they're going to say. Because if the person interviewing me doesn't like their job, I'm concerned and I don't want to work there. So I like to see how they fumble along sometimes. They're like, yeah, this company's great.
Well, if they say they don't like their job, I've got more red flags than just not working. I don't want
to work. I'm just saying.
It is all about honesty, right? But still, no, I totally agree with you. And I mean, we spend so much time of our lives in our jobs or before COVID at our offices, right? Mm-hmm. That it's so important to know the values and know that you're going to be excited to go to work every day. And it takes a long time for some people to find that shtick, that thing that they love, right? And some of us, it's more of a non 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, right, Barbie Lee? And others, that fits really well. And so I think to your point, again, knowing your values and knowing what you stand for, it's a journey and they change. Mm-hmm. But that in itself, I think gives a lot of confidence.
And like one of my questions in an interview is, what's your top 4 values? Because I want to see how long it takes the company to know what their values are. And mm-hmm. some of them will do it really fast and some of them will hesitate. I'm like, you don't know what your top 4 values are? I'm concerned. But I'm like, oh, okay, well, these are my top 4 values. So I have that values question or answer in the interview as well. I'm very clear. People know what they're getting. And like, I've had interviews where people hate me, but I had interviews, they had to hire me on the spot because they're like, you know what you're doing? You're very smart. So I'm like, yep.
But I also find from the organizational standpoint, like from their side of things, there are a number of organizations that do values very well. It's embedded in their culture. It's embedded in who they are. I remember when I worked at a retail organization, you know, we had those values down pat because we lived them every day and it made sense. Mm-hmm. There are some that just don't make sense and they're, oh, we need some values, so let's write these ones down. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's a good question of what are your values? But if maybe they don't resonate with the corporate values, or maybe those corporate values aren't really part of their everyday, it's important to know those leaders' values so that you know if you can work for them or not.
Mm-hmm. Match. At the end of the day, we do everything based off of our values. Like Phoenix Career Development is a product, which there was values within me that were infringed. And I was like, this doesn't work in my career development. This doesn't work in my career development. I am the solution to the problem when it comes to career development because I've had all of the problems.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I know this goes back 17 years for me when I was a teacher. You know, I was one of those people where, you know, my sister said, oh, you're too stupid to go to school. So I had to prove her wrong. Right. So I went and got a couple of degrees and it ended up in a career that as much as I loved teaching, the career of classroom teacher did not suit me or my personality or my values. I wanted to teach children and the school board wanted me to teach curriculum, and those are never the same thing. Mm-hmm. So, and I know for me, if I would have had an opportunity to talk to somebody like you, I could have left gracefully as opposed to making myself so sick. And literally I was on a stress leave from work. It took me 18 months before they finally said to me, okay, you're too sick. You're not coming back to work. And within a month of leaving that position, I became Barbie Lee and my health, everything came back. So I completely honor what you're doing because as I'm listening to you and I'm saying like, I went through that process and it was terrible because I did it on my own. And yeah, they tried to hook me up with somebody who didn't like their job. And you make me laugh because that's the question I should have asked the guy that they hooked me up with to career counsel me. I should have said, do you like what you're doing? Yeah. So like, I really honor what you're doing because like I went through it, you know, now I'm blissfully happy doing what I'm doing, but I found it on my own with a lot of literal pain and struggle because it put me there physically, you know, because
we take the pain away. Like I believe that everyone has everything they need within them. Like you are the star, you are the journey of your own, you're the knight, you know what I mean? Like you get to slay the dragons.
I want to be a princess.
You be the princess all you,
Thank you.
right? It's your narrative. It's your motif. How do you want to
still
play?
slay dragons?
Yeah. How do you want to play the game?
Yeah.
And so Phoenix Career Development believes in empowerment. So
Yeah.
you have all the right answers. I have all the right questions to ask you. So you clarify.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the questions I have.
Yay! I survived Barbally 101.
By the way, for our tiny little studio audience, we have 1,363 people watching us live right now.
Whoa!
So make sure to
Thank
say
you,
hi.
everyone.
Make sure to say hi to everybody that's on there as well, and I'm sure it'll get picked up a little later on. So while we do have our audience here, and I haven't had any commentary yet on the live feed, and that's why you keep seeing me while everybody else is talking, looking up over here, because I'm looking at my other monitor while I'm watching our live audience. Join us too. That number will increase a little bit longer. We're not going to be on that much longer, but as final thoughts and parting gestures and gifts, of course, because we have very smart people on this call overall that had shown up for a reason. So Laurette, we have answered the questions where people should start, what they should do. And I can answer empirically the number of times that in the past, I still should have asked a simple question like, are you happy in your job? The first time I ever asked that going to a job interview, very profound, because the person was not happy at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that unfortunately made me steer away from a company that likely would not have been a good fit for me anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how simply and powerfully. So final thoughts from any of the people that are joining us today, Ron or Ashley and Barbie Lee, and otherwise Laurette, we will let you close us out, and then I will close us off for the day because as always, education is not about the time invested, it's about the quality of the information we get. It might come faster at sometimes, it might come slower at sometimes, but just based on answers and feedback from two very smart people that we know inside of our own organization, Barbie Lee and Ashley, it's clear that the caliber of the information you provide is enough to make experts in their own fields ask you about you being the expert in yours. So it is 6 months from now and people haven't listened. What do they do then?
Find where your potential thrives. So you're living in potential right now. You're living in unlimited potential. I mean, you woke up today and you breathed. Now what? Do you know what I mean? So like, yo, I'm clarification for your unlimited potential. Do you want to take a journey with me, or do you want to take a journey by yourself and be confused with your career development? We clarify careers. We give you the unlimited potential and be like, here's the treasure map. This is how you get to your own treasure, which is your career.
What a fantastic note for us to finish off at, and what a perfect way to put it. Do you want to do this in life alone, or do you want to do it with good people? Some people are going to teach you things, mentorship and education. Some are going to come along on the journey, proximity. Surround yourself with good people, leverage good people, and of course, find people that can teach you to do things you don't know how to do. And very likely you're going to find more success, more happiness, more joy, and sometimes even make more money in life simply because of it. So this is a Cyndicate Talks, and this is Miss Laurette Lee with Phoenix Career Development. And life is all about choosing your own adventure. In fact, having the courage to be able to decide to do something that's a little different or a massive change takes a great deal of you deciding that you do not want what you currently have. To do it, it is always better in life because, yes, the variety of life, the spice of it, is finding new ways to do things, but often we find new ways to do things wrong. So for those things that you shouldn't get wrong the first time repetitively, finding a job is a very important step in life, and making sure it fits for you, even if it just fits right now, is desperately important for us to make sure that the employers that we choose, our coworkers, our business related relationships, our spouses, the way we choose to raise our children, etc., is done from a place where we are making conscientious choices. Because if you're going to be brave and daring, you want to still stack the odds in your favor. Doing things you don't know what the outcome is frightening enough. Doing things where you don't know what the outcome is, but you've got a good idea what it should turn out into, and then you've got a plan to make it happen, will always set you up better and more than likely give you what you want in life. Laurette, thank you very much for sharing today. For our studio audience, for Barbie Lee, for Ashley, and for Ron, thank you for joining us here. For our live audience on YouTube right now, thank you for coming in. And for those that see this in the coming days, weeks, and months, and because this is here to educate you, not just on something right now, but that can work for your entire life and that can work globally. Please do not hesitate to engage with our speaker. Please watch any of the rest of our content, season 1 of Syndicate Talks, or continue to follow along season 2 of Syndicate Talks in the coming seasons throughout the coming years. We look forward to seeing you because after all in Syndicate, one of the biggest things we want to give is education, access to resources and incredibly smart people that are going to teach you how to do their job to the best of their ability, and it will make you doing your job that much better. On behalf of myself, Ali and Ben, my partners in crime inside of Syndicate, on behalf of the executive team, and of course, a Syndicate Talks education free for you. Thank you for joining us today on what is Tuesday, November 24th. Go safely in the world. Use what you found today. Use it to make your life and yourself professionally better. And join us next time on a Syndicate Talks. Have a wonderful afternoon and go forward in the world.
Thank you.